Et c'est vraiment...
By the time you watch this video, we would have already left Toulouse, our beloved Pink City. But we couldn't have done so before revisiting all of our favorite spots with the most delicious food and the best memories. Though I can't turn back time to relive the meals I'd captured here, I hope that we would still be able to come back again and again for those amazing dishes that we would definitely miss. A Korean girl I met told me about this place and we were more than happy to come. When we first arrived in France, all kinds of Asian food was simply labeled Chinese or Thai. And for the most part, these Chinese restaurants did sell all kinds of Asian foods, from sushi to pad thai to spring rolls to samosa, without actually selling any truly Chinese food. And that was all Nathan knew growing up until he met me. It's been a decade since, and here we were trying out a new Korean address, and the food was really delicious, by the way. I still get a few odd chingchong or konnichiwa here and there, but maybe just once or twice a year instead of a dozen times a day like before. And it makes me so happy to see Korean food represented. It makes me so happy to have each diverse and vastly different Asian cultures more acknowledged and celebrated every day.
Des trucs avant, ça va, j'ai pas...
Je sais pas trop quoi, des noix sur une tarte.
I brought Nathan here a while back because even though he hated fish, everything tastes better once rolled in batter and deep fried. This place has indeed changed his mind about seafood, and we've been coming back ever since. My fish was tender and juicy. The breading was thin, hot and crispy, well seasoned without overpowering the flavors of cod. I loved the little squeeze of vinegar that they gave us, really lifting the fried fish with a bright aftertaste. I also loved the little blob of mashed peas, really nice, sweet, mellow and comforting. When we had the same dish, Nathan took the yogurt sauce, which was fresh and creamy, almost like a tzatziki, which he loves, and I took the aioli, which was smooth and garlicky, a classic complement to fish and seafood in southern France. It's a friendly, casual place. The food is straightforward and the price is justified. And besides the fish, I will always come back here for the sweet potato fries. This is a kebab joint. It is nothing special. There are many like it all around the city and many more just on the same street. It is not the best kebab of our life. We could never compare this to what we had in Berlin, but it is our favorite kebab joint for the days we hadn't gone around to do groceries and no time to cook. There is something so comforting about sinking my teeth into that hot, fat, meaty, saucy haven with just a hint of crunch from the bits of veggies. Of course, I do find solace in destroying my body in times of great distress. And this kebab has often been our consolation during difficult moments, letting us forget whatever was going on in our life for just long enough to indulge in those familiar and personally cathartic flavors. It is just a kebab. There are many like it, but this one is our emotional support kebab. It isn't easy to find good Vietnamese food in France, even when you live in a big city like Paris. And here in Toulouse, the best Vietnamese restaurant, in my very humble Vietnamese opinion, is vegan. The food here is as colorful as the decorations, full of complex flavors and delightful combinations. We find it best to come here with a group of friends, ordering one of each item from the tasting menu and then share it around. It is a great way to discover Vietnamese food. I always love seeing my friends' reactions to the familiar dishes that I've known and loved since childhood, and the food here always blows us away. There is so much more to vegan food than just soups and salad. The same way there is so much more to Vietnamese food than just noodles and sandwiches. Everything was light and fun with so much contrast. Sweet and salty, soft and crunchy, rich and tangy, but also comforting and fulfilling. This place makes me feel so at home, so proud and happy, and I'll forever try to find more places like this elsewhere. Among all the things that Toulouse is known for, home of Airbus, the bright orange bricks and violet flowers, we are truly spoiled for ducks here. And duck is a delicacy anywhere, especially in places that want to give you serious meals for serious prices. But here in Toulouse, we just have ducks anytime, foie gras, pâté, duck legs confit, smoked duck breast, roast veggies in duck fats, and this list is making me drool. There is much to rave on about, but for those coming to Toulouse for a quick visit, I'd recommend this address. Get a simple fried duck breast and you'll see why I stopped ordering beef steaks while living here. This exceptional place was approved by one of Nathan's Moroccan colleagues. The space is full of light and inviting colors, filled with a comforting scent of spices and herbs, with meat and veggies stewing in a giant pot for a long time. Your girl is entirely unequipped to talk about the food here. Of course, the meat was tender and juicy, the broth was rich and complex, the semolina, the texture, the toppings, the sauces, but I do not know nearly enough about Moroccan culture or cuisine to do this meal any justice. I was so utterly confused about the ingredients and preparations, and it brought me such joy and excitement to discover and enjoy the food that is so foreign to me. I never grew up with any of this, quite far from it actually. Yet this place brought me back to a childhood I'd never had. Nostalgia for a time and place I'd never known. That is the definition of anemoia. You can never find better pizza than in Italy, but when elsewhere, you still gotta eat pizza somehow, and I think that what they make here comes pretty close to the real deal. I'd say that it is rather pricier than your usual neighborhood pizzeria, but the ingredients here are of excellent quality, which Italian food heavily relies on. The tomato was sweet, the mozzarella was bright and chewy, the basil was sharp, the parmesan cheese was smoky, the olive oil nutty, and the sourdough fragrant and pillowy, and I could go on and on, but to make it short, this place makes pretty good pizza. I've made this list following the chronological orders in which we made our visits, and each of these addresses offers wildly different experiences, and I did try to make my recommendations as diverse as possible. But we especially love this place for every occasion to gather our friends. First of all, great location right by the riverside, bustling with happy people and plenty of space. You just gotta come a little bit earlier since it is very popular. The portions here are huge and really affordable, which is important when you're all young and broke. The food here makes me so happy, brings me so much joy and comfort, bursting with flavors. It is a merry concoction of spices and herbs with a generous helping of potatoes and rice. I do love the incredible kafta, but most of the menu is in fact vegetarian. Your meal will assuredly be satisfying and fulfilling no matter what you order, and everybody will have a great time. The best burgers of Toulouse are made from this food truck parked in front of the Botanical Garden. My favorite order is the barbecue with onion rings and bacon, and Nathan's favorites got spicy fried chicken and bell peppers. We would then bring our burgers into the park and eat them on the grass like a picnic. It is sandwiches in a paper bag with classic ingredients, except the beef was charred and juicy, the crispy fried chicken was tender, the onion was sweet and caramelized, the cheese mellow and melty, the bacon fat and crunchy, the buns pillowy soft, and finally an abundance of homemade sauce. This food truck did not invent anything. They make what has been done anywhere. They just do it exceedingly well. My mom loved Thai food, but growing up it has often been too spicy for me. Now that I'm adult, though, my spice tolerance has only gone marginally better. I find myself loving Thai food as well, and how lucky of us to have this hole-in-the-wall restaurant right below our apartment building. It's got 3 tables and 6 chairs. It's only open for lunch from Tuesday to Saturday, and it is always full, so I made sure to book our seats. For me, Thai food feels so familiar yet so foreign at the same time. The flavors are so bold, bursting at each bite, yet there's such a delicate balance between sweet and sour, spicy and mellow, between tamarind, lime, chili, peanuts, Thai basil, coconut milk, fish sauce, and everything dancing on my taste buds all together. The food invited us to travel and blew us away, which is honestly impressive for such a tiny kitchen. I hope you enjoyed our recommendations.